wine cellar full of this stuff. It's a true story. It's serious.
Straight out of medical school, that one.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me started on tales of rescue.
It'd be better if there wasn't red tape everywhere you turn.
Well, there is a lot of history to protect in Oxford.
I'm just saying, these planning regs, they cripple a small business like mine.
Maybe it's time to stop being a small business then, Bri. That way I might even get some return on my investment, eh?
Oh, that's the one good thing about Croatia. You can do what you like with your own property.
In the hard old days, you never cared if I had no blues. So here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. So here's to you, my rambling boy.
Well, it's going to be my project, you know, because...
Are you all right? I need a drink.
All right.
Fine. Thanks.
Would you like some more wine, Jack?
Oh, thank you. Just a drop. Thank you.
We're still on the wine.
I'm going on to the grain.
Oh, wonderful. So we can expect embarrassing jokes any time now, then. Jack! Would you come over here and help me open the dessert wine?
Come along, good doggy.
I know he's a bit of a flirt.
Doesn't mean anything.
Thanks, Robbie. I didn't know who else to talk to. He said he'll pay the mortgage and send money for the boys. As if that's all that matters.
Well, I'll try to talk to him. This flat he's taken...
Yeah.
All right. I'll call him first.
Yeah. He's blocking my calls, but he'll listen to you.
Well, I'll do my best. I'm sure it's just a... People don't change that much. Jack's a good bloke. And he thinks the world of you and the boys. I know he does.
Top up?
Driving.
Okay. Drop more? That'll be great. What's your liver? Lovely.
Jack, it's Robbie Lewis. Just touching base. You know, see how you are. Give us a ring sometime. Well, any time, if you think there's anything I can do to help in any way. You must miss the boys a lot, and, well...
There we go. Wild youth. And wild lass.
Great, Dad. More jobs like this, I can stop doing Mr. Miller's funeral.
Hey, don't tell your nose about funerals. We all die eventually. Good steady income.
Morbid.
And you? Do some studying.
I will.
You okay, Dad? You're not?
No, I'm not.
You sure you won't? One day at a time, yeah?
Don't worry. Sober as a judge.
Jack, can I get you a liqueur?
Thanks, no. Driving.
I thought you just had to flash your warrant card if you got stopped.
Those were the days.
It was really lovely. It was a really lovely time. And tell me about that cool wallpaper, because we put that was in front of me.
You getting in then?
It's all kicking off in there.
Stop being a small businessman. Who the hell does he think he is? My boss.
Having my baby, you're the woman I love, and I love what it's doing to you.
You're supposed to be studying.
I'm a woman in love, and I love what it's doing to me. I didn't have to keep it, I wouldn't put you through it.
Gross. That's never gonna happen to me, babe.
Good.
That's me. Just gotta hope it sticks.
I was supposed to get my hat from work.
Oh, Lee, I knew you'd forget.
It's all right, I can go and get it.
You stand no chance. Everyone goes as Dracula.
Yeah, but not everyone has a beautiful corpse.
There is more to Dracula than a set of fangs, you know.
All packed and ready to go.
Time for a last pint.
So, Pristina. Holiday resort, is it?
Not quite a resort, no.
Right. But it's seaside.
Not exactly, sir. I've cleared my desk. I don't think there's anything outstanding.
I'm the poster boy of police efficiency. Try and stay that way.
So,
Well, people change. Try and keep hold of who you are.
I'm going on holiday for a week. I'm not joining the Foreign Legion.
I wouldn't have you. Too posh.
What do you like?
I'll see you in 10 minutes, tops.
It took forever. Where is it? The hat?
There was someone there, you know, viewing a body.
Never mind. Come on, the others went in ages ago. Put your fangs in.
Well, if you have a bit of look around the immediate area, see what you find.
Morning, Robbie.
Laura, what we got?
Gentleman of mature years. Been dead some time, but a bit of a puzzle. No maggots, no visible pooling. Tongue's not distended, the nails.
Spare us.
Best suit, polished shoes, clean white hanky in top pocket. No underpants.
No keg.
Ah, you can take that lad out of Newcastle. Not your usual focused self, Robbie. Where's Hathaway?
On his holidays. You ever meet Jack Cornish? Fast-track detective, destined for great things.
Yeah, I've met him. Why?
Well, it's just... we were always great mates. You know, cut from the same cloth and... Oh, ignore me. Is that it?
Afraid not. Saving the best till last. If I were to say all the usual offices have been performed... Thing is, Robbie, this gentleman's already been put through the tender hands of an undertaker. Interesting.
That's before the 15th. That was when? Last week.
You're a single bloke. Zap it in the microwave. Be fine.
You know Jack Cornish well?
Yeah, I worked with him for 3 years.
Well, the big gossip that even I can't avoid is he's having an affair with Tara Faulkner.
Peter Faulkner's wife?
Pretty solid. Everyone knows.
Oh, Jack's wife doesn't.
Please, Robbie.
No wonder he's not answering the phone. Peter Faulkner's wife?
Have you met her?
Well, spent a few fruitless hours interviewing her husband. We didn't like each other much.
So I hear. Not a good partner for an ambitious copper. Your pal needs to extricate himself double quick. Haven't you got a body to investigate?
There's no obvious cause of death. No broken bones, skulls complete, hyoids intact.
So, not battered or strangled, then?
Soft tissues are too decomposed to tell us anything, and the organs have been mucked about with. Can't do a blood test due to the embalming fluid in his veins.
And still no identification?
Nope. Been through all his pockets.
You're enjoying this?
I'm just wondering how you're going to start untangling it.
With great skill.
And without Hathaway. Be like having one hand tied behind your back.
So I suppose there's not a lot you can do until you find out who this gentleman is, or was.
No, we're waiting for the search results, Ma'am. And in the meantime...
Yes. Come in, Gray.
Sorry, Mum. I'm DC Gray, sir.
Right.
I was told...
DC Gray is your right-hand man in Hathaway's absence. He's just out of uniform.
Is he? Good. Maybe you could...
Of course. Right. Yes.
Detective Constable. Thank you, Mum.
When I asked for volunteers to work with you, he was the only one who put up his hand. Be nice, Robbie.
If Inspector Morse had been nice, I'd still be a sergeant.
Yeah, well, that man's got a lot to answer for.
None of these essays lightened my heart, but Liam J. words failed me. Where is he? Any idea?
I thought he'd be here. Sorry.
Why should you be sorry? It's hardly your fault. Usually when work is cribbed wholesale from the net, some small effort is made to disguise the fact. Do tell him.
At last. How do you fancy an hour or two busking?
You're in so much trouble. See you later.
The Bodleians heaving with Americans. We'll clean up.
Promised your dad you'd start studying.
And I will. Come on, Luce, I need the money. We don't all live in a cosy little rent-free boat, do we?
Don't be grumpy. Hathaway's having a holiday.
Says he is.
Oh. Like that, is it? Come on.
He thinks I don't know about it. Some old churchy pals of his have roped him in for some do-goodery.
Oh, no.
Fixing up an orphanage. More or less press-ganged him into it.
Oh, James.
Get on. He'll fit straight back in with all of them. He wouldn't have fun if it jumped up and smacked him in the gob.
But you would?
Oh, I've had my share.
In the distant past.
Oh.
Although you did give yourself up to wild abandon the other night. Friday? Drinking in the beauty of the river, standing in the dusk and just gazing at the sight.
Oh, yeah. A body. Well, I thought I saw a body. But it wasn't. It was a log. What? Yeah, Lewis. Neil Strictly. Good, thanks. Name band. Cut off his wrist or his ankle. Found about 100 yards from the body. Still something to work on. Sorry, your treat. We're not asking you to break any confidences.
Already late for my calls. He'd been our patient for 3 years. Nothing unusual about his death. Cancer.
Do you know the family?
I don't know any families. I just sit in there like a priest in the confessional, and they bring me their scabs and their limps and their imagined ailments one after another.
You like your job?
Probably as much as you like yours. Sorry, I can't be more help.
You're the undertaker.
Mr. Miller, Detective Inspector Lewis.
Yeah, there's no way this is Mr. Strictly. We cremated him on Tuesday.
You'd recognize him.
Of course, I laid him out. I prepared him. Mr. Strictly was in that coffin. I put him in it. I drove the hearse to the crematorium.
So why didn't you stop him clambering out? So you always check the name?
Yeah. Don't want to send the wrong one off, do we?
Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So how do you know there's anything inside it?
It comes from the undertaker, must be. And it gets carried in, so we know if the coffin was empty.
It needn't be a body. It could be books, bricks, anything.
I always check the furnace. Spile. Coffins burn away in minutes. Made out of rubbish, mostly.
You can see the body in there.
Yeah. I was on duty for Mr. Strictly, and I always check. It's just a habit. Last person to see him, you could say.
OK, on you go.
And this is the sum total of your knowledge?
I can remember a few lines of the ancient Mariner, Ma'am. The search team's still on the scene, but it's a favourite spot for fly tippers, so it could take some time. What?
Peter Faulkner should be on that list, sir. According to Company's House, he owns 80% of Miller's business.
He's an investor. That doesn't mean he's directly involved.
It doesn't mean he isn't.
Okay, you can renew your old friendship. Just be nice.
I have several business interests. Garages, construction, all sorts. But you already know that, don't you?
I do, but I'm concentrating on this latest investigation, sir. When did you last have any involvement with the funeral company?
I look at the accounts from time to time.
When did you last go there?
A couple of years ago, when it opened.
So there'd be no need to take your fingerprints for the purposes of elimination?
Absolutely not.
And your wife?
Does she look as if she hangs around funeral parlours?
Would it be possible to speak to her, sir?
Tara's on holiday, and she isn't taking calls.
Where's she staying?
No idea. Some mysterious destination. She's run off with one of your lot.
When was this, sir?
One lovely summer's night. The 17th.
And where do you think she might have gone?
The world's her oyster. Now I've got work to do.
You're not worried about her, sir?
Tara's a grown woman. Predator on predator. Worthy opponents.
Heartwarming.
It is. No one I know can put up a half-decent fight. Present company included.
I come in when Mr. Miller needs a pallbearer. And sometimes they need me for a repatriation, bringing a body back from Spain or somewhere. That pays really well.
Funny job for a student.
My dad got me it.
You were at Neil Strictly's funeral. Anything unusual?
No.
Seem very sure.
I am.
Corby Manse, 6 p.m. the 17th.
The police have been... Liam, surgery's over.
They say we've lost a body. Mr. Strictly. It was that night. It has to be. I knew it was something weird.
You don't know anything. Calm down.
Why would anyone steal a body?
Why, indeed. It's nothing to do with us. You're sweating. Do you need something?
You were at Corby Manse 4 days before the Strictly cremation?
About that. I had one of their famous sappers. Dr. Whitby, his girlfriend. All the usual suspects. Sorry. Unfortunate turn of phrase.
Good evening.
Very. Everyone on good form?
And how long since Peter Faulkner had a look around his investment?
Came here, he doesn't. I run the place. I'm the boss.
"9 o'clock, my appointment. How much longer?"
He may have been called out to an emergency.
Has he not got a mobile phone?
You just can't get enough of me, can you?
I'll take out a restraining order if you don't pack it in. Looks like another GP suicide.
No note?
Not so far.
OK, well, I won't be here long. Reeks of whiskey and the pills tell their own tale. Post-mortem should be pretty straightforward.
That's what you said about Mr. Strictly. Another fine mess you got me into.
The next of kin.
Did you find him?
No, sir, that's it. His next of kin is Tara Faulkner.
Okay. The facts so far. The body's removed from its coffin. Somebody else is cremated in its place. Peter Faulkner, who owns the lion's share of the funeral parlor, says his wife's gone off on some mystery holiday, and her brother's found dead. Tara Faulkner was last seen on the 17th. If she was killed that evening and then cremated 4 days later, this suicide could be Matt Whitby's confession.
Sorry, I can't take it in. He killed himself.
And you still haven't heard from your wife, sir? Only as Dr. Whitby's next of kin, we really do need to speak to her.
I've already told you.
When did you last see Dr. Whitby?
Not yesterday, the day before.
And this is everybody that was at your dinner party?
Madam, just a second.
Mr. Faulkner.
Excuse me. Peter, I've just come past the surgery. Someone said... Is it true? But he can't be. Not mad. Why would he be...
Probably topped himself to get away from her. The limpet.
What time did you leave the party?
First to go. I'd had enough of the humiliation.
I'm sorry?
I bored him. He made me feel like a sad old academic spinster.
You and Dr. Whitby were...
We were together. Sometimes. Never quite sure if we were on or off. Not a match made in heaven. Purgatory, maybe.
Were you the last guest to leave?
Yes, I think so. Maybe Matt Whitby, and I'm not sure about the policeman.
Oh, he was still there?
Might be. Unable to tear himself away from Tara Faulkner. She will be in pieces about her brother. She didn't have any of the family. Well, none that wanted anything to do with her.
You don't like her much?
Tara Faulkner's only hobby is upsetting people. Banging on about her architect or her interior designer. The latest thing being some precious farmhouse in Transylvania or somewhere. No, Croatia, that's it.
I'm not going to make you a happy man.
I'm always happy. My face is misleading.
The assumed suicide.
Might just be murder.
He was poisoned. Mixture of PCP, methanol, and formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde?
Embalming fluid. Combined with the alcohol and the diazepam, and there was some of it in his lungs.
Any sign of bruising to indicate he'd been held down?
Possibly, but he's been face down on his desk all night, and it's very difficult to find bruising through lividity. All right, I'll have another look.
I'll try not to pester you, but if you could...
Hurry it up. Don't push it.
You saw Dr. Whitby several times over the last few months.
Liam, isn't it? Second time we met this week. What were you doing at the doctor's?
It was nothing. A routine visit.
He didn't have an appointment, but Dr. Whitby said he'd see him. And he was at the Faulkner's dinner party, sir. A waiter.
And you work at Miller's?
What's that got to do with Dr. Whitby's death?
Probably nothing. Can you tell us why you went to the surgery?
It's private. Sorry.
Any objection if we take a look at your room?
I ran a check on Dr. Whitby's mobile, sir. Didn't seem to use it much. No calls on the day he died.
Okay. And no text?
Didn't text and only ever received one that was way back on the 20th, 10 p.m. Just says World Cup.
World Cup?
From a pay-as-you-go phone, bought that same day. Hasn't been used since.
How's it going? This is Liam's room?
Yeah, worth a look, Mal. Yeah, he was at Mr. Strictly's fake funeral, and he was the last patient to see Dr. Whitby.
Found anything interesting?
Well, a couple of old diazepam bottles, both prescribed to him.
So, Not at all interesting, then. We're getting nowhere fast.
Well, not entirely. The Faulkners have a farmhouse that he neglected to tell us about in Croatia.
And?
Well, I'd just like to chat with Mr. Faulkner, Mum. Horse's mouth and all that.
But if the species has a primary biological urge to reproduce, wouldn't we all want to be parents?
And don't we?
Do we?
Sorry, everyone. Have I missed much?
Just most of the term.
Oops.
You'd better go.
Sorry?
I'll inform your senior tutor that you've left my course.
That's...
You need to find out what options you have. Whatever they are, you will not be rejoining this course. Must I lose 2 students?
You have to see your senior tutor. You've not been sent down. Stop it, Liam!
Most fun I've had in weeks.
Idiot.
Yeah, I am. It's not my fault. It's in the genes. I'm like my dad, a loser.
Your dad, call him. Tell him he'll know what to do.
Yeah, right. He's off on a binge, like always. It's what he does, Ruth. Lets you down. Just like me.
Didn't occur to you to mention your Croatian property when we asked where she might have gone?
If you knew my wife and you'd seen that farmhouse, it's a wreck. It's damp, half derelict, no electricity. My wife wouldn't be seen dead there.
On the night of your supper party...
Oh, not again.
We believe you had an argument with your wife.
Probably. It's how we like to round off the day.
Can you tell me what it was about?
My client chooses not to say anything.
Chief Superintendent Jack Cornish. I couldn't stomach it any longer. We had a slanging match and the 2 of them left. Together.
Do you know where Mr. Miller stores his embalming fluid?
What? In the embalming fluid cupboard, I suppose. How long do I have to take this for?
You and your wife often take separate holidays?
Sometimes.
How would you describe your marriage?
Heterosexual. What the hell are you on about?
When you fought that night after your guests left...
Argued.
I think you hit her. Or she hit you. We have forensics officers at your home. There will be forensics.
I strongly advise you to remain silent.
In the fight, I think your wife died. So you swapped her body for one at the undertaker's. Then somehow her brother found out, so... What?
Sorry, sir. You wanted downstairs urgently.
2 minutes. 2 minutes?
Chief Superintendent Innocent said to stress this urgent, sir.
This had better be good.
Through there, sir.
1 more minute, we'd had him charged and locked.
I don't think you've met Mrs. Faulkner.
Sorry, guys, we're all stood down. Search over.
All right.
And now we've got to tell her brother's been murdered.
Her husband's on the way down from the interview room, Mum, so she's not completely alone.
Oh, the man you reckoned had murdered her and then killed her brother to shut him up. Yeah, that one? Do you think that'll make it easier?
Mum.
We're both going to get dragged over the coals for this. Thank you so much.
just need a bit of help. Get me some pills. Say you're depressed.
No.
Right, fine. Go your own way and I'll go mine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're not making any sense.
Get me some pills. Anything.
You're ruining everything. You're messing up your life, and now you want to mess up mine.
No, I don't. I won't. I'll sort myself.
They're over.
That's right. Walk out on me. Everyone does.
Liam, you're not going to do anything stupid.
Something I should have done days ago.
Where are you going?
Please.
A shooting star. That's what he is. Lighting up the night sky. Exciting and amazing. But what is he really? They burn out, you know. They turn into useless lumps. Trust me.
Maybe if you take Mrs. Faulkner home, sir. We will need to talk later, but it can wait.
Oh, bloody hell, not that stupid missing body thing again. How many times do I
Can
have
I
to...
see him?
Of course. I'll take you over there.
I can take her.
No. Why isn't it you lying dead and cold instead of Matt? I want to say goodbye to him in private.
Sir, there's a young man wants to talk to you. Liam J.
I can't talk to him at the
He
moment.
says it's urgent. Bit agitated, sir.
Get him to wait. Mrs. Faulkner?
Who did this? Was it a patient?
We don't know. I'm sorry.
It was, I know it was. Some truckie. He was too good to them. I told him.
Liam J?
Got tired of waiting.
Call me if he turns up again.
Maybe his sister's right. If this student
Liam J.
was the last patient to see him, and we know he's on prescription drugs.
People kill for crack cocaine. I'm not diazepam, and this kid's no killer.
Famous last words.
I know you think I'm fixated on the Faulkners, but if Jack Cornish was looking into their affairs and they thought he was getting a bit too close...
Maybe they killed him. It's a bit of a leap.
Well, he was at their party and he has gone missing. Someone was cremating him, huh?
You said that was Tara Faulkner. And now you reckon it's Jack Cornish. It's just a bit random, Robbie.
Well, there was a fight. And if Jack was getting close to making an arrest...
If. He wasn't investigating the Faulkners. I've spoken to his number 2.
Oh, we still don't know whether Tara Faulkner left with him. Maybe she went off on her own.
Is anyone trying to track her movements?
Yeah, we're on to the border agency. Hobson. Hi. Excuse me, Mark. Yeah. Right, why don't we try and meet halfway?
I've found your ante-mortem bruising on Dr. Whitby. 2 areas of pressure either side of the neck whilst he was sitting, probably too drunk to get up or fight them off because the bruising was pretty light. Final toxicology report, nothing new, same as before. Drunk, stomach awash with whiskey and undigested pills.
Faulkner's into whiskey.
As are a lot of people.
Yeah, Faulkner said, when his wife suddenly turned up, he said, not this stupid lost body thing again. But if she went off on the night of the party, she hadn't been in touch with anybody since, why didn't she say to him, what are you talking about?
Well, you just told her that her brother was dead.
No. She knew.
Her and her husband pretend to be at each other's throats, but actually they're thick as thieves.
No, not she ran off with Jack Cornish.
Yeah, I'll bet my pension she didn't. He wouldn't have anything to do with a woman like her.
You think it was him in that coffin, don't you?
Oh, I hope not, but I think he might have been about to uncover something big. So the Faulkners killed him.
And Dr. Whitby? Think he was in on the murder?
I don't know yet. But I'm sure his murder links back to the Faulkners, too. Never mind. There's a lad wants to tell me something. Maybe he's going to wrap up all the answers for us nice and neat. Looking for Liam J, sir.
Didn't need him today.
Okay, I'll try his girlfriend. That number? 1966.
Used to be 1066, but we changed it.
Why would that be on Dr. Whitby's phone?
Don't follow.
What, a text? World Cup? Did you send it to Dr. Whitby?
Oh, you've lost me, Inspector. I never sent anything to Dr. Whitby.
Who else knows the entry code?
Everyone who needs to.
Right. How often has it changed?
Why is that open?
Shouldn't it be?
That leads through to the refrigeration room. Get some stupid kids daring each other. Ghouls.
Check the fridges.
What? We haven't got anyone.
Mr. Miller? 999, ambulance! He's dead. Yeah, not far off. Go on, phone now! Come on, son. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Just got here. I thought maybe he'd be up to talking, but...
They've sedated him. He won't be saying anything at all for now.
When I asked, they wouldn't tell me anything.
You've not got the knack yet. It'll come.
Liam always picks up straight away, but I've texted him and left messages.
He'll be back.
He said he was going to do something, the police or something. He's so messed up.
You all right, ladies?
Yes, thanks.
Ruth? Fine, thanks. Just feeling a bit fragile.
What the hell?
It's not real, sir. Electronic.
Right.
Trying to kick the habit, sir. Sorry. So you think it was someone trying to shut Liam up, sir?
Tried to kill him. Usually has that effect.
So he might know who stole the body from the undertakers?
Yeah, or who they cremated in its place. Or he might know something about Dr. Whitby's murder.
I'll try and trace his next of kin, sir.
And his girlfriend.
Well, she's not a relative.
Don't want him waking up on his own. He's only a lad.
Have you got plans for today?
Thought I'd go to lunch with my brother.
Oh, for God's sake.
We haven't been able to speak to Jack. Well, we don't know where he is. but I think he might have stumbled across some criminal activity.
Who wouldn't he have reported it?
No, it's just a theory.
But he always said that whatever you did, you had to be part of a team and you had to have your mates there backing you up. I can see it in your eyes. You think something terrible's happened.
No, listen, Pet, we don't know what's happened yet, but we will find out. This is our first clear link between the stolen body at the undertaker and the murder of Dr. Whitby.
So this is the night before Neil Strictly's funeral and 3 nights after the dinner party.
Yeah, this is the main street, and this is Dr. Whitby. IT managed to clean it up a bit, but it took him 38 minutes to travel between the 2 cameras, about 300 yards.
So he was at Miller's for a good half an hour.
Yeah, enough time to take one body out of a coffin and put another one in its place. I've ordered a deep search of Whitby's house, see if we can work out what he was up to. How well do you know Liam J?
Not at all. This has nothing to do with me, Inspector. Whatever's going on.
You lose a body. Someone in your employ is the last person to see a murder victim alive. The murder weapon is embalming fluid. Now somebody tries to kill Liam on your premises. Yes, Gray. Ruth Wilson, yeah? Well, she's probably at the university. OK, well, when you do find her, take her straight to the hospital. And on the way, try and find out if she knows what it was that Liam was trying to tell us. Yeah.
I apologize for not returning your essays. A close friend of mine has died, and it's rather thrown my routine. Unexpectedly. One lectures about life-changing events, but when it actually... Come in. Ah, the police have arrived. Is this a bust, officer?
Ruth Wilson?
Not with this group, I'm afraid.
Does anyone know where she is?
And you have a right to that information because...
Just tell her that her boyfriend's in a critical condition. She needs to call us. Thank you.
Where is he? Which hospital? What's happened to him? He's one of my students. Or was. If something's...
I'm sorry, I can't give any information. You were at Corby Mann's the night of the dinner party.
What's happened to Liam?
How well do you know him?
He's my student.
But he was there that night, wasn't he?
Yes. Him and his father.
If it wasn't for DC Gray here, we still wouldn't know anything about Johnny J, would we?
It was an oversight. Good God.
Yeah, of course it was. You know, the more I investigate who was in the coffin at Mr. Strictly's funeral, the more involved you seem to be.
I remembered the waiters. I forgot about Johnny J. He was always there, like the wallpaper. It was an oversight.
So how do I get in touch with him?
No idea. He was a drinker. He falls off the wagon from time to time and vanishes. He was stinking of booze all through the party. I doubt if you remember anything about it.
So you have no idea where he might be?
Rat-assed in a bar somewhere.
Yeah, that's very helpful, sir. Thank you. Oh, look. Your ferret's not doing very well. Losing his teeth. The young lad who waited on you that night is fighting for his life in intensive care. I'm getting very tired of secrets. I need to know where you and Jack Cornish went that evening. After your party, the evening of the 17th.
Jack's flat. The next morning we drove to the Lake District.
Why there?
My aunt has a cottage. It's empty. I know where she keeps the key.
Did anybody see you arrive?
No. We stayed for one night and that was it. He wasn't my handsome prince after all. Just another frog. I went to Barcelona.
Not Croatia.
Oh, God, no. It's not my idea of relaxation. I've no idea where he went. Really. I've no idea.
Sir? Found in Dr. Whitby's bedroom, sir.
Who are they? Unsigned.
No clues on the envelope, sir. And just 2 sets of fingerprints. One's Whitby, and the other's not known.
There's no doubt 3 tests and all positive. You need to deal with this. I don't want to cause you embarrassment, but I will if I have to. You have to acknowledge this child. Oh, another one dated 3 months ago. Beautiful little girl, perfect, never breathed. Stillborn baby. Whitby was obviously worse than useless. Tell them to keep searching his house, his car, everything. No stone unturned.
When your child is born dead, do you really head off and kill the father?
Maybe not, but he was killed. Maybe her grief and anger was motive enough. He's a cold fish, Whitby. We know from the CCTV that he was involved with a body swap.
You say that like it's an achievement. We still don't know why or who he swapped the body with.
First thing he said, get rid of it. I'll book you in.
And your baby was stillborn at the beginning of last year.
3 days after my 44th birthday. My perfect little last chance baby. Ellen Mary.
But you were still friendly with the father, with Dr. Whitby?
When he couldn't get a date with anyone else, he'd settle for me. He'd turn up usually unannounced, usually late, usually a bit pissed. How humiliating is that?
When was the last time you saw him?
Oh, that awful supper party. I told him I was... He'd gone down to the cellar to get more wine. I told him I was pregnant again. He laughed. Said he wasn't even sure Ellen ever existed. I slapped him.
And are you pregnant?
I'm going to have a baby, though. I'm going to adopt.
She'll be lucky. Single woman, mid-40s, with a history of recent child bereavement.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
She has an alibi for Matt Whitby's time of death.
Yeah, no way, really, of getting a hold of any embalming fluid.
So back to square one. Who was in the coffin?
Who killed Matt Whitby?
Who tried to kill Liam J?
What has Jack Cornish got to do with any of this? Tell you one thing, I could murder a curry. Oh, hang on. We've got a minute to make a little detour.
Is it the scenic route?
Ruth Wilson, she lives on a boat down here. Not been able to contact her all day, so she doesn't know about Liam yet. Whoa.
Out of step.
That's a good sign, Alice.
Careful, Robbie, there'll be gas bottles. Fire brigade. There's a fire on a boat near Luke Lane.
Attacked Liam to try and stop him talking to us. And then they tried to do the same thing to you.
So I don't know anything.
Liam didn't tell you anything. Maybe something about Neil Strictly's body going missing?
That day of the funeral, when Liam got to Miller's, the body was already in the coffin. He said he went to check the name tags,
but Miller stopped him. Said he'd done all of that, said he'd come in early to get a head start.
And that was unusual. Was that all?
No. There was something else, but I don't know what it was. He was upset about something. Kept saying it was too horrible.
You know Liam's dad?
Johnny, yeah.
Any idea where he might have gone?
No.
Off on a binge?
No. No, he was doing really well. He'd been sober for months.
Well, I was here yesterday. I took a phone call. You overheard it.
Well, yes, but...
You knew I wanted to speak to Ruth Wilson. Who did you tell?
No one. Why would I? What interest is she to me?
The morning of the funeral that never was, who identified Neil Strictly?
I've told you a dozen times.
Yeah, well, tell me again. And this time, tell me why you didn't want Liam J to see the body.
What?
Was it because you knew fine well that the body had been switched?
No. No.
Where were you between 9 and 10 last night?
What? Why?
Where were you?
There was a civic do. You can ask anyone.
And what time did you leave?
Midnight. I was on the top table. Why?
Someone tried to kill Ruth Wilson, Liam's girlfriend.
Why would I want to kill a student I barely know?
The Faulkners own 80% of your business. If Peter Faulkner asked you to do something, would you do it?
He doesn't give me orders. We're an equal partnership.
And friends?
Yes.
Dr. Barnes.
I came as soon as I heard.
That was... Thank you. You didn't have to.
What have they said? No long-term damage?
No, none.
Good. Well, home.
I've got a lift coming.
Oh, no need. I'm going back anyway, so...
Yo, Rudy. Home time. That body won't neck itself.
The last thing she should be doing in her condition is necking vodka.
I'm ready. They said I can see Liam later.
I found a room for you. At the college, it's a post-grads. It's lovely.
It's all arranged. Sorry. But thank you for coming.
Socko's turned up some more interesting finds at Dr. Whitby's house, Mum.
Better late than never.
He was a vegetarian, lifelong, wouldn't have meat in his fridge, but under all his rubbish, 2 blood-stained plastic bags. They're analyzing them now.
Sneaky pork chop?
Maybe, but we're starting to see a few chinks of light now, Mum.
Like?
Well, Peter Faulkner reckons that Johnny J was drunk the night of the party. But according to Ruth Wilson, he's been sober for months. Now, if Johnny killed somebody that night...
Possibly Cornish.
Well, I think we can say probably now, Mum. And then went on to kill Dr. Whitby. I reckon it's possible he's hiding out at that Croatian farmhouse. I'm going to put through a call to Pristina.
Where's that?
Where we just happen to have a man twiddling his thumbs.
Policia, bang bang.
Me policia, yes. Bang, bang, no. Yawn, yawn.
Bang bang, bang bang.
You insist?
Bang bang, bang bang, bang, bang bang.
You called, sir?
Ah, you're up. Great. What's the time difference?
About a century.
And you're in Pristina, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. I need you to get down to the central nick, which is on... Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's on the Luan Haradinaj, however you say it.
Sir, I've got a very busy schedule.
Yeah, it won't take long. I'm going to fax you a photo of Johnny J.
Ruth.
A possible witness. Well, possibly even a person of interest.
In what?
In an investigation. Keep up.
Or do you want me to interview him?
Well, just ask him a couple of questions. I'll also send you a few notes, sort of summary of where we are so far.
Sir, I'm on holiday.
Yeah, it won't take long. We need you to get to a farmhouse just outside Split.
Split?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, Split.
You know Split's in another country.
Yeah, only recently. A couple of 20 years ago, it was all one big happy family.
Sir.
Listen, I'll clear it with innocent, get you an extra couple of days.
I don't want an extra couple of days.
Oh, brilliant. No problem then. Thanks for this. Appreciate it.
Bang bang, bang bang bang, bang bang bang.
But he didn't tell you to get stuffed.
Oh, it was there, in the subtext.
Are you okay?
They gave me a once-over at the hospital.
Yeah, no, not that, Robbie. You.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always all right.
Would you tell me if you weren't? All this funeral stuff was getting to you?
It's not.
Reminding you of Val? Doesn't seem to get any easier, does it?
Well, that's it. It does. I was stood outside the Krem the other day watching that poor family in pieces and waiting for the pain. Val's slipping away.
Time's passing. There's nothing you can do about that. Doesn't mean that you can't.
Yeah, I know. First it felt like a betrayal, but no. I'm just turning over the page on a new chapter.
Right.
Well, well. Sergeant, don't tell me I'll never forget a face. Hathaway.
So you dumped me?
Last chance saloon, mate.
Well, that just about decides it, Mom. Tara's alive, Jack's alive. Only person still missing from the 17th is Johnny J.
So he's the body in the coffin. Don't tell his son until we've got all the facts. What are we doing about Jack Cornish?
Refusing to come home.
Can't Hathaway interview him in situ, find out what he's doing there?
Cornish told Hathaway to put all his questions in writing, shut the door in his face.
And did he? Put the questions in writing?
Well, he's on holiday, Mom.
Oh, for God's sake. So can we now stop pretending that Cornish is Dixon of Dock Green?
Yes, Mum. So you were told to meet your father at the undertaker's in the evening. You didn't think that was odd?
Well, when your dad's Johnny J, you sort of get used to weird stuff.
And you're sure the message was from him?
Yeah. The text alerts, whiskey in the jar. I'll show you.
You didn't have a phone when we found you. So when you got there, what happened?
I remember all the breaths going out to me, then nothing. Have you heard from my dad? Why isn't he here?
We don't know where he is, son. I'm sorry.
But the texts...
Could we talk about Dr. Whitby again?
He was great, Dr. Whitby. He's the only one who listened.
That's why you went to see him the night he died? To talk to him? Tell me why you went, Liam. Why was it so urgent?
He gives me diazepam. Ever since my mum died. My dad went to pieces, so I was all alone. Dr. Whitby, he helped me.
By getting you hooked on prescription drugs? And the night he died?
I'd run out of pills. He got me some more.
Something you're not telling me, isn't there?
No?
Heartless attacking two kids, eh?
Well, I can't see who'd want to. Nice kids, too. Hard-working lad. Do anything to earn an...
Should I be getting on with something?
Repatriation. Miller brings bodies back from abroad. Expats, people who've died on their holidays. Just in time, Hathaway. Morning, Sergeant.
You know how hard it is reading road signs in Serbo-Croat?
I had a weekend in Wales once.
It's amusing, sir. I popped into the police station.
Any of them speak English?
Yeah, better than I speak Serbo-Croat, fortunately. They came round straight away. They've been watching the place for months, just looking for an excuse.
Here, I'm going to put you on loudspeaker. Laura Hobson's here, so mind your language.
Morning.
Hello, James. You having a good time?
Yeah, can we do all that when he gets back?
Crystal mess, sir. The farmhouse is a crystal mess factory.
Well, well. No wonder the Faulkners have such big, fat bank balances.
Yeah, they ship the stuff all over Europe.
So, where's Cornish now? Rotting in some Serbo-Croat cell?
Vanished. 10 minutes after he saw me, probably.
Right, I'll make sure we put a watch on all the airports and ferries. You ever tried one of these electronic cigarettes?
Sorry?
Help you give up the habit? You ever tried one?
No.
Well, you should. How much crystal meth do you reckon you could hide in a coffin? Yeah, let's start off with funerals for expats, shall we?
You won't find anything wrong there.
We've got a private ambulance, a coffin, all the way from the Costa del Sol, and the cremation itself for £3,000? Seems very reasonable. How do you manage to do it that cheap?
Well, by bringing them over land. That's what makes it cheap, isn't it, Brian?
Cheaper than a flight, and couriers, and insurance, and...
Do you want to fetch your jacket?
Sir. Crystals, sir. Only traces, but they've gone for analysis.
Crystals as in crystal meth?
Bastard! Bastard! I knew there was something wrong! I knew it! Tara crooked a little finger at you, did you?
Take him in. Might do him good to stare at four walls for a while, think about life. I'll get round to him later.
That's the hard stuff, isn't it? He was also against drugs.
Well, he was against a lot of things. Methamphetamine. More addictive than heroin. Cheap to make, just cruel stuff.
And you're sure that he's involved in it? God. Well, at least I know he's alive. He's not fleeing or some sort of midlife madness. He's not sick or dead. He just doesn't want me.
He's a stupid man, Lou. He'll look back and regret this.
What am I going to tell the boys? I'm not a single parent, Robbie. How am I going to stop being half a couple?
You'll get there.
Well, I'm never going to love anyone again. I know that much.
Jack Cornish didn't just fall into drugs, did he, through poverty or a chaotic life. He walked in with his eyes wide open, knowing people are going to die, lives are going to be ruined, and he just didn't care.
Well, you'll put a stop to that.
Oh, he closed the factory. Still got Nail Faulkner and his mates.
You will.
When I do you fancy a ride one night after work?
A ride?
What? I mean a bike ride. There's a bike hire shop.
Robbie, you on a bike?
Dr. Barnes.
Welcome to your new home. You can't sleep on someone's sofa forever.
You got me this room.
I spoke to the accommodation office, yes. Now, tea? Coffee?
They didn't just transport and smuggle the stuff, Mom. They made it, too, cutting out the middleman, making them all extremely rich.
Just crystal meth?
Yeah, we've traced 3 bank accounts, all in various names, but all leading back to Dr. Matt Whitby, with large sums deposited every month or so. Then the next day, the money's transferred out abroad. We lose sight of it.
And the Faulkners?
The 2 separate accounts, both emptied regularly, just like Whitby's. Excuse me. Can you spare a minute, Mum?
I should probably get some sleep. The doctor said I should rest.
Yes, of course. It's all right. I know. I know everything. And I'll help you. I mean, I can do more than help. I can take the whole problem out of your hands if that's what you want. My baby died. Our baby, Matt and me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you all right?
And you can see her whenever you like. Or never, if you like.
Did you set fire to my boat?
No. Now, don't upset yourself. No, you mustn't upset yourself. Think of the baby.
Well, there is no baby.
You lost it?
No, I'm on the pill. I've never been pregnant.
Turns out it's human blood, Mum, from 2 different people found in Matt Whitby's dustbin.
I don't...
The blood was on the outside of the bags.
Right.
And on the inside, crystal meth, Mum.
Yeah, if that's what they were smuggling. Where does the blood come into
Oh,
it?
not just blood, Mum. Liver cells found on the outside of 1 bag. Bringing expats home to their loved ones. There's a little cursory check in customs, but nobody wants dogs scrambling all over a coffin, do they? Go outside for 5 minutes and have a pretend fag. They embalmed the bodies, Mum, so that if a customs officer was a bit too officious, the chemicals would put the dog up. The bags were smuggled in body cavities. They packed the corpses with drugs.
You were so happy and so excited. And that morning not feeling well. And they say it, don't they? They say blooming. And you were blooming. And then the row, and he was ruining your life. And I thought, oh, stupid, stupid me. I thought, I hoped.
Six repatriations this year. And every time you're asked to fetch some expat home for cremation, you give the Faulkners the details.
My solicitor.
Yeah, he's on his way. You travelled out to the body, they got the drugs to you in Spain or wherever, so you could do the surgery. Pretty gruesome branch of a pretty filthy trade.
Sir, the phone we found at Mr. Miller's desk, we charged it up.
How do you explain it? World Cup?
I've never seen it before.
Your prints are all over it. You sent Matt Whitby that text. You made it possible for the body swap. You're the linchpin of this smuggling ring. How many years do you reckon so far? Peter Faulkner made pretty damn sure that it'd be you ending up sitting in that seat talking to me, didn't he? Time to stop doing his bidding. Look after yourself.
It was Johnny J in the coffin. He got drunk, took a lot of drugs. That's what he did. He was out of control. He had a heart attack.
Heart attack? They lied to you. You must realize that by now.
Results from Socko, sir.
Right. We'll leave you to think about things for a few minutes. Consider your future.
There comes a time when you have to accept that the game is up.
I went to Split on holiday, I stayed in a friend's house, and that's it.
Following the party at Corby Manse, why did you scurry off to Croatia?
Sex with Tara Faulkner, mostly.
She says she went to Barcelona.
She must have called in on the way back. No idea.
What were you running from? There was a fight after the dinner party, wasn't there?
Not as far as I know.
Why choose Croatia?
Why not? Sun, cheap wine.
And a crystal meth factory.
It's news to me. Look, I was just trying to get my head together after my marriage broke down. I blame the job, you know.
Inspector Lewis couldn't believe anything bad about you.
Robbie Lewis and the Ladybird Book of Policing.
We're making inquiries with the border agency, so we'll soon know where you went and when you went.
Border agency. You'll be lucky.
You know what happens to a police officer in prison?
That's why I'm not going there.
We've just had the findings from an examination of your house, Mrs. Faulkner. Blood, hair, scuff marks.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
And we have a missing man. Luckily, we also have his son. So it should be easy to check the DNA. Who killed him, Tara? You or Peter?
No comment.
Brian Miller told your brother how to get into the funeral parlor. A clumsy code for 1966. You and I both know that forensics are going to tell us that Johnny J was killed in your house. A week later, your brother's dead. These things must be linked. We don't know why Johnny was killed yet, but we will find out.
Good. That's what you get paid for, after all.
Peter and Matt never really got on, did they? I think Peter killed Johnny. And you and your brother were appalled because you never signed up for murder. And Cornish, for all he was a corrupt copper, well, he didn't want to know about murder either. So you had a row with your husband and you went off with Cornish. But your brother, he was so angry about Johnny's death that he couldn't leave it alone. Maybe even threatened to tell us what had happened. Or whatever he said. Your husband went to Matt's surgery and killed him.
I don't believe you.
Got your brother very drunk. He forced Matt to swallow a cocktail of drugs. Not a pleasant way to go. Whiskey dribbled down his shirt front. Half-dissolved tablets in his mouth, down his throat, choking on them. Struggling. Your husband put his hands either side of his neck to force him back into a sitting position. And when your brother was too drunk to fight anymore, Peter poured formaldehyde down his throat. Embalming fluid. The brother you loved.
My husband killed Johnny J.
Mrs. Faulkner.
Johnny knew nothing about the crystal meth, but he found a notebook my idiot husband had kept. Consignments, the dates, everything. Johnny didn't know what the stuff was, but he knew it had to be drugs.
And the dates would tally with Liam's trips out of the country.
Johnny was threatening to go to the police. He turned to go, and my husband hit him. Hard.
That really is enough, Mrs. Faulkner.
Hit him with...
A stone doorstop thing.
And then you had the brilliant idea to switch the bodies.
They did that together, Matt and Peter. Peter was supposed to bury the other body. But he's so useless he couldn't even do that properly. Said he'd been interrupted.
The fly tippers.
And then he tried to kill Ruth, in case Liam had told her something. And that was my fault too. I told him that Liam was waiting to talk to you. So much of this is my fault.
When Johnny realized his son had been used to smuggle drugs, he went mad. Threatened to go to the police. He was raging. So I shut him up. No one else would. But of course, that was wrong, according to the great humanitarian Matt Whitby. Then when you found the other body and came sniffing around, he wouldn't shut up. Thug, bully boy, psycho. He threatened to feed me to the wolves. You lot. I just wanted to kill him. So I did.
You killed Johnny J and Matt Whitby?
Yep.
Because they threatened your drug smuggling operation?
Yep.
And Brian Miller's role?
He embalmed the bodies, packed them with the drugs, then got him out again this end.
While you sat back and raked in the cash?
I financed the thing, didn't I? That was my bit.
Crystal meth, made in Eastern Europe, supplied to the holiday hotspots.
One body packed with 2 kilos could net us 80,000 quid. How long would it take you to earn that?
And Cornish, how did he fit into this?
The wife's little bit of rough.
He left me here to ramble on. My rambling town is dead and gone. And when we die, somewhere, I'll bet you $1 he's rambling there.
Told Dr. Whitby I'd seen someone unloading something at Miller's.
Did you see who it was?
Just a van. Shadows. Thought it might have been a body, but it was so odd. And then you came round asking questions and I didn't know what to do.
If in doubt, tell the police.
I was going to. Dr. Whitby said Dad was involved. Up to his neck in a drugs racket.
Your dad didn't do anything wrong, Liam. He died because he cared about you.
A drink, for old time's sake.
There isn't a spoon long enough.
For supping with the devil. Very good, Robbie. Almost witty.
You do know that from now on, everybody in the force will be on your back?
You'll have to find me first. See ya.
Battle between an owl and a ferret. Which one would win?
I'm allergic to fur, sir. And feather.
You did okay in spite of it.
So, who would win, sir?
The one with the dull car, the cheap shoes, and the raging thirst. Cheers. Oh, here is the boy wonder.
I thought you had another 3 days, James.
I knew he'd be bored out of his skull without us.
Not far wrong, sir.
Here, I'll get you a drink.
No, you...
No, you. Sit down.
Well, I've enjoyed being the inspector's sidekick. Been all right, hasn't it?
Oh.
Don't listen to anything he says. He's been a lonely little soul without you.
I've been thinking about doing that all day.
Same here.
Evening?
Oh. James, gosh, you're sunburnt.
Thank you.
I'll get the drinks in.
No, I'll get them.
No, we'll both get them. You can have that one.
How long?
I turned my back for 5 minutes.
It was good of you, but we could have got a taxi.
You'll have a load of stuff to sort out with the coroner in the next few days. Take my advice. If anyone holds out a helping hand, grab it. My dad died suddenly, too. I was 16. Police and coroners and all that.
Did someone hold out a hand to you?
Yes, a policeman. A Geordie.
Is that why you became a police officer?
Yeah. He doesn't remember it. I'll never forget.